Hi guys, Davorka here. So I just made a video about other channelers, and it's a big thing for me because this is not something that is accepted with everybody. So the old me is still being inside and saying, no, don't bother people because people can turn against you. But at this point I decide to speak my truth. So I just noticed that I didn't cover something, and I did mention that we are all channelers in a way. So my previous video is about people being on that level of consciousness and being so in tune with their higher self that they are open, they have open channels for other spiritual entities to come through them and speak through them, actually use their body and speak through them. So this is it's there is not a word for that, but I call it a high channeler. Right. I have my own hierarchy. That's how I understand it. So I'm just going to explain it to you from my understanding. So I have been always a person who understands certain things, especially things like this, a little bit more. And I was always streaming to this kind of explanation because everything that I learned from the Bible and from church, a lot of things didn't make any sense, to be honest, for me. Even as a child, when I was so confused about who I am, I remember I was really small, and I remember looking at my hands and saying, okay, who am I? Like, I have this feeling like am I, I just, it was really difficult for me to grasp that I am separate entity, right? And that I am separate human being. And it was really difficult. And I remember that struggle to understand it. So, um, ever since I heard all of the story and of course Bible, and I am a Christian, and that is my culture, and I still value that culture, although I do not agree with a lot of stories, not in the way that they are presented. I do see a lot of validity in those stories, but from different perspective, not the perspective that was presented to us. For example, I never understood the concept of usually they describe God as a parent who is really mean to to its kids, right? To us, and who is really vindictive. And it was like, even when I was really small, I was like, this doesn't make any sense because a parent should love their kids, right, unconditionally. So this was my own personal struggle that I had towards the years, ever since I was really small. And then as I started learning more about the information given to me, and of course lately a lot of hidden information that have been edited from the original Bible scripts are coming to the surface right now, and everything is seen from different perspectives. So it's really interesting because now everything starts to make sense to me. And yes, I truly do. It's I do believe that we are all connected, and that the source is there, the God, whatever you want to do. It's not a personality, it's just like a huge ball of love and acceptance, and we are all here to help each other. That's just my point of view of the world. Even when you make a mistake, you are learning from your mistake, and you should not be punished for it. You should be not pushed to do it again, of course, but you should just be um, you should have your people saying there, you're human, you make mistake, you learn from it, you have to learn from it and move forward, because every mistake teaches you something, every experience teaches you something. So that was my point of view my whole life. And when I heard about this channeling, it made so much sense to me, in a way, once I finally grasped and comprehend that, understanding what the channeler is. At the beginning it was a little bit difficult, but see, my mom, for example, was somebody who was always sensitive to certain messages to other people. She was always helping other people. She was good with card reading, and then that card reading turned into tarot reading. So when she started doing working with tarot, she helped a lot of people, and she actually saw things that she was not supposed to see in tarot, and people were really, like really shocked about it. How does she know? How can she know? And then I started learning about the channeling, and and then it just hit me, because lately I have been studying Akasha records, and as I said in almost every lately video that I made, everything is connected and everything makes sense. So Akasha records, it's like we are all connected, like because we are all spiritual beings, we are all connected to that records, right? To that information. And the records are there for every person has its own record. Everything in this world has its own record. So everything that has ever happened since the beginning of time, since the beginning of source, basically, has a record, and we can all tap into that record. So people who are really who can see things, who can see future, who can like channelers and that kind of people also. And even my mom, when she's reading cards, she's connect. I truly do believe that she's channeling the Akasha records, actually, and she's getting the information and download from those records. So in a way, we are all channelers. If you are really good at art, for example, for every person, we are all good at something. We are all channeling something. We are all having certain understanding that we don't know how we come to that. We just know we have it. We understand something and we know it is like that. We don't know how to explain it to you, but we know it is like that. So this is all part of channeling. So all of us are capable to channel. It just depends how much do you want to do that and how much you want to be open to the channeling. So if you are really good writer, like author, book author, you're channeling those books. If you're really good, painter, artist, you're channeling that art. Every time you are in the mood, you just lose yourself. It's in a way meditation, as I explained before in my video, but it's also you channeling somebody, not somebody, but you're channeling that source within you. And those records, in a way, right? It depends what you are doing. So we are all channelers. There is nobody who is extra special and has that power. We're all the same. We are the ones making the obstacles, and we are the ones deciding how open we're going to be for certain things and how close we're going to be for certain things. So that's why I always say the power is with you, and we are much more powerful than we think we are, and then that we are thought we are through our society. So society up to now is not necessarily bad. It just, you know how it is, like I usually use analogy with kids because I'm a mother of small kids. So a 5-year-old cannot explain to you high math, except if that 5-year-old is a really genius, right? But a 5-year-old cannot explain to you something that 5-year-old is still not ready to understand. So it's the same with the society. Some things society was not ready to understand. Everything is progress, and it takes time to get to the next level. So when we get to the next level, we are more ready to understand certain things, and we are more open for certain messages. That's why right now a lot of channelers are out there in the world. And also one really important thing is, because I mentioned that we are all connected, and that's true. That's completely true. So how many times have you thought about somebody, and then just in that way, in that time, like in 5 minutes later, that somebody is going to call you or text you? Or how many times did you thought about some number, and then you see that number? It happens all the time. We are all connected. Everything is energy, everything is attraction, and we just do it on autopilot. We are not aware how to tap into that. And that's where people like me come in, because we are so hugely invested into learning how to tap to that into that, and how to take control of that, and how to actually use it in our advantage, and not just being on autopilot all the time. So everybody can do it. We all have the same capabilities. We are just a little bit different, but we all have the same power, and we have all the same access to the source, and the same access to the knowledge, and um, to everything that we need. It just depends on you, where you are with your limited beliefs, where you are with your understanding of things, and how open you are to receive some things. I believe that's all I wanted to say for this video. Let me know if you have any questions. What are your comments regarding this? I know it's a big bite to swallow, and but you know what? Life is beautiful, and you need to see it like that. If you see it like that, then it's going to be beautiful to you. If you don't see it like that, it's going to be exactly the way that you see it. So think about it. And see you in my next video. Please do share my videos to whoever you think could benefit from them. And hit like, hit subscribe, and see you. Bye bye.